What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down my 3x 350Cp Omanyte versus Arlo challenge. This is the lowest CP challenge that I've managed to do against Arlo's current lineup, although by the time I actually publish this video it might be that the leaders have new Pokemon. So this was against Growlithe. It's worth mentioning that this challenge was done before Ember received a buff in PvP. That buff also applies to Team Rocket battles, so the Shadow Growlithe is actually slightly harder now than it used to be, and to be honest I don't think this challenge would be possible anymore because of that buff, but I was able to do it before the buff happened, so that's great. So usually with these low CP challenges I like to use 3 different Pokemon, and in actual fact I have done a low CP challenge against Arlo where I used 3 different Pokemon with the CP cap at 400, and in that video I used an Omanyte, an Omastar and a Sunny Castform, but I realised I could go even lower but I'd have to use the same Pokemon at least twice, so I thought I might as well just make a video using a full team of Omanyte and with the CP cap lowered to 350. And the reason why I needed Omanyte is because of its awesome typing. Being a rock and water type means that it double resists the embers from Growlithe, and then it also has access to Mud Shot, one of the best fast moves in the game in terms of energy generation. Also has Bubble Beam, a 40 energy move which debuffs the opponent's attack by 1 stage with every use, so it's really helpful in challenges like this where I'm trying to use 3 different Pokemon which are all at very low CPs. Then it also has access to Rock Blast, which to be honest is not a very good move, but it's also 40 energy, and combined with Mud Shot is very spammy. It deals 2 times super effective damage against the Charizard and also super effective damage against both the Growlithe and the Salamence. And it actually has access to Ancient Power, which I don't use in this video, but it's definitely helpful for other challenges. The only thing with this challenge was that because I'm using 3 different Pokemon, fishing for the Ancient Power boost was going to be very difficult, as there was a lot of setup prior to actually throwing the first Ancient Power, whereas when I'm doing a solo, for example, I know that if I don't get the Ancient Power boost as soon as I throw it, then I can just back out and restart. But with this I'd have to throw at least 2 Bubble Beams before switching out or letting the first Omanyte go down before I throw an Ancient Power, so it would take a lot more time to do, and plus it's always very fiddly. It's quite difficult with the undercharging when you get the boost, as you're not quite sure how much damage everything is going to do, and because that boost only comes on average 1 in every 10 attempts, it can take a very long time to do. So I didn't bother with Ancient Power for this challenge. So initially I was aiming to do this challenge using 3 regular Omanyte, but unfortunately I just wasn't able to output enough damage against the Salamence. Even saving 2 Omanyte with 100 energy and throwing 7 charge moves against it, I still couldn't take it out. But I realised that it was fairly close, and probably the difference between the Shadow version and the regular version would be enough to actually make the challenge successful. But unfortunately there was no Shadow TM event prior to this challenge for like a few months, so I had to buy Omanyte a secondary move, and on Shadow Omanyte that actually costs 90k Stardust, so that's almost as much as buying a second move on a legendary just for a tiny 350 CP snail. But it was necessary, and I guess it was worth it because we were able to pull off the challenge in the end, and it was actually super tight, closer than I was expecting it to be. But yeah, you will see the difference that the Shadow version does make in terms of damage. Against the Charizard, it only took 4 charge moves to take it out instead of 5, which was with the regular Omanyte. And then against the Salamence, the 4 charge moves thrown with the Shadow and the 3 thrown with the regular were just about enough to take it out, along with the Mud Shots. Unfortunately I didn't save any of the failed attempts for this challenge, but this challenge was definitely a lot of trial and error based on when to switch Pokemon, which Pokemon I wanted to save, how I wanted to store energy. The theory behind it was that I needed to basically have 100 energy on both my remaining Omanyte in order to take out the Salamence at the back, which is obviously very difficult to do, but I was able to do it in the end. And yeah, usually I will have some sort of calculation section in the video, but for this week I think it would be a little bit too complicated, so I'm just going to show you the challenge straight away, and I hope you enjoy it. Alright, so we are entering the battle now. So we're actually going to lead with the Shadow Omanyte, and then you can see we're trying to switch into the regular one, and we do. So we take 1 ember's worth of damage on the Shadow Omanyte, then we're going to throw the Bubble Beam as soon as we get to it. So we've taken 2 embers worth of damage. It takes 5 mud shots to get to the first Bubble Beam, but only 4 to get to the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we only take 2 more embers worth of damage. And now we've burnt both shields and the Growlithe is going to take us out. So it takes Growlithe 6 embers to get to a Body Slam, so he's going to throw the charge move straight away. And obviously we're going to shield this. And now we want to carry as much energy as we can going into the final matchup against the Salamence. So we're going to go all the way before we faint and then throw the Rock Blast. We're going to fully charge this. And now we're going to throw 2 more mud shots and then switch back into the Shadow. And now here we should take 1 more ember, and now the Growlithe is going to throw again. So we'll shield this. We're just going to throw 2 more mud shots and then throw the Rock Blast. We're going to undercharge this because we want to farm down the Growlithe. And now from here we're just going to mud shot it down. We take 1 more ember, and that's fine. Now the Charizard comes in, we're going to throw 4 mud shots and then go for the Rock Blast. And now I worked out here that I needed to do 7 swipes of bubbles, so 7 rows, and then 1 extra bubble on the first charge move. And then for the remaining 3, I'll just do 7 swipes again. So what I mean by swipes is they come in sort of rows or columns, I guess. So you'll see for the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 8 in total, and I swipe 7 of them each time. And then 1, 2, 3, and now this is going to be the final charge move. And I did this all through like trial and error, but I worked out this was the optimal way to do it, because then I can get 4 mud shots in here before the Charizard throws a Fire Spin. And then here I get the sped up fast move glitch, which I've spoken about in a few videos now. I don't really understand it, but all I can say is that the fast move gets sped up. So I get 4 mud shots in there. The Salamence has Fire Fang, so I can only get 2 mud shots between each move here. If it was Dragon Tail, then this challenge would have been a lot easier, but it's not, unfortunately. And now we're only going to be able to get to 1 more Rock Blast. And then after this charge move, we're going to throw 2 more mud shots and then switch into the other Omanyte. So 1, 2, and then we switch. So 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to throw the Rock Blast here. I think we're capped at 100 energy now. So you see with this Omanyte, it's doing a little bit less damage. Obviously it's not the Shadow. And then we're going to get to 1 more Rock Blast here. And now unfortunately, with only 2 mud shots between moves, at most we can throw 3 Rock Blasts, so we don't get to the 4th one. But because we switched out and we stored up a little bit of energy on this Omanyte, we're able to get to 1 final Rock Blast on this Omanyte. And actually it still doesn't KO, but 1, 2, 3 mud shots actually take out the Salamence. So that's as close as it gets. The then for some reason the battle didn't end straight away. But yeah, that's as close as it can possibly get, because 4 mud shots and the Salamence would have taken me out. So yeah, super tight to take out the flying dragon with mud shot, but we did it. So if you enjoyed today's video, then leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and I hope to be making more videos like this in the future. I don't really have like a set way I want to do these videos. Some weeks I include the fails, sometimes I include calculations, other times I just ramble on, and sort of like this week. But I do enjoy the main part, which is talking over the challenge. So let me know if you want me to keep doing them, and I will continue to make them. Also leave a comment letting me know which challenge you want me to do next, and I'll see if I can get that done. And with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.